Hey, Loco sports fans. Take two for me and Wes. Somebody, not to point any fingers, but somebody didn't push the button the first time. So I was rambling through my intro and realized there was stuff missing on the screen. We weren't live. But welcome to the Loco Sports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr with you. Marcus is out in a gym. He's out at JP2 checking out JP2 and Hilton Head Prep tonight. JP2 girls won big. JP2 boys were up 9 going to the fourth. So we'll keep you posted on that as we go. And then Marcus will probably jump in when he gets home to tell us more about it if it wraps up in a timely manner. But we haven't seen you since Monday, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about because we had some breaking news on the football front. We have a coaching vacancy in the Low Country, a pretty high profile one. We'll probably lead with that once we get through our little intro here. We also had All-State football come out. Loco well represented on those lists. And we had a ton of basketball and wrestling going on. USCB basketball in action on the road yesterday, and another win for the women, another tough loss for the men. So we'll talk about that a bit. And the Battery Creek tournament, the John Drafts BC Classic, is underway and live.
And we had a thriller a couple nights ago at JP2, Bluffton.
Yeah.
In a wild
Ville.
Yep. Yeah, that was.
I've got a non-alcoholic
I am
IPA for you.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It's that time of year where I'm starting to, feel a bit of sickness sometimes. Sore throat, occasionally.
A lot of gunk going around.
A lot of stuff going around. We're a week until Christmas, and just trying to make it to through this last week as the kids are about to get ready for winter break at the schools starting this coming week. So exciting stuff there, and exciting stuff here on the hoops front. A lot of holiday tournaments coming up, including Battery Creek Invitational just going on, and then the Seahawk Holiday Classic, which I will be, of course, covering starting on Saturday. Will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So a lot of high school holiday hoops coming up, which is always a blast to be a part of. And a busy week news-wise. A lot of get into it very, very soon. But one of the more high-profile jobs, as you mentioned, as Garrett Bonneville, or Richard Bonneville, Garrett Bonneville, the former
son.
player, offensive lineman, but Richard Bonneville, the head coach, stepping down from his spot as the head coach of the Sharks. So that's the big news of the week, but lots more to get to as I watched Puna Ford on my TV screen. It was just the Rams taking on the Seahawks, and what's probably by far the best Thursday night football game of the season. Normally they're pretty mid, but
probably switch to that because May River's up 59-20.
Which likely could possibly determine the number one seed in the NFC at this point. With those
Max
teams.
At Battery Creek?
I am currently at Battery Creek. I'm about to get out of here. The third quarter is just about to end.
It's 59 right now to 20.
There we go. End of the third quarter here. May River 62, Bethesda 19.
Oof.
So
May River's looking good. So that means we get May River Battery Creek tomorrow night, which is great.
That's correct. Which should be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see how the Battery Creek handles a May River team. This May River team, I'm telling you, man, that defense is just an absolute monster. And like we said before, the fundamentals is absolutely outstanding. So we'll see what May River does. I just thought I'd hop in and give you guys a score update, and then I'll get back out in my car and join you guys from there.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for the impromptu update from the BC Classic. Be good. All right, good stuff there. So that's one of the things we'll be tracking tonight on the Loco Sports Lowdown, brought to you by Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV, our all-star sponsors. Mickelson Law Firm has been with us since the beginning, our first sponsor, and still our longest running now sponsor. Mickelson Law Firm can help you with all your legal needs. They're our official real estate closing attorney and presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage, and we thank Mickelson Law Firm for all their support over the years here at Loco Sports, and WHHI TV, our great partner in local sports coverage. We love working with them and highlighting each other's work, and love having Marcus Walsh here on the show with us, and we'll be hearing from him a little bit later on with his report from JP2 Hilton Head Prep basketball. But as we mentioned earlier, Wes, the big news of the week, and the one that people were sending the text messages were flying, going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" I can't say that it was entirely shocking
So,
necessarily, because I knew that Bonneville was nearing retirement eligibility this year or next. I wasn't sure which. So that's always a consideration. And I know that we learned with the Whale Branch situation, where Hatcher opted for retirement and then had to reapply for his job. We learned the policy in the district is that you have to reapply for your job and go through the
mm,
process. They have to open it up and all that. And sometimes that's not something that somebody's willing to do. So I don't know if that was a factor in it, but I do know that he mentioned that he was retirement eligible. And I saw in the packet Lou's story that he said, that he would like to continue coaching, but it would have to be in a district where they hired retirees, which I'm under the impression Beaufort County will, but you have to reapply. So I'm not sure exactly the situation there. But at any rate, Richard Bonneville submitting his resignation as the football coach at May River. So that opens up a job that, has really not ever been fully opened in a sense, in the sense that
well,
they hired from within
when
when they
Summers left, it felt like that
it was kind
Bonneville.
of a
Yeah,
succession
yeah.
situation.
Now,
Um, Now it's
now it
wide
has the
open.
potential of being for the first time a wide open search where
Hmm.
you'll be able to find the guy you want, or at least have a good shot to propel this program in the right direction. Which if you get the right guy, this program is ever since its inception has been run, that similar offense where they predicate themselves on running the football first and foremost. Sometimes it's like the situation to be presented with in terms of the personnel, but it has been very similar what they have done up to this point. And could this be a new era? I mean, it will be a new era, but like it's going to be just a different chapter of this program. It's looking like. And I think that the possibilities are exciting for what could happen. Now,
Hmm.
Summers did an admirable job. I mean, he did a great job getting the program in the right direction at the start. Brought him to the lower state final in 2019. Ahmad Green had that
Yeah, great
tremendous run.
foundation.
Yep,
Great
great
foundation.
foundation. And then Bonneville was able to continue. I mean, he I like the way he stressed accountability with his guys, and their competitive year in year out just couldn't quite have enough guys to really push them to that next level. Had a couple of losses. And really, I think it's pretty clear cut now that it's the power has shifted these last few years towards Bluffton. That just shows how good
And Hilton
not
Head.
what Hayden Gregory. However, that team has not done much in the playoffs either. But in
Right.
terms of that rivalry, you have seen. Oh, despite I mean, you did have the playoff game
We've
last
seen
year. So,
level
yeah,
out and kind of
it's
lean a
leveled
little
out at
bit
least,
in
and
Bluffton's favor.
it's
It
become a
had
competitive
been
rivalry.
really
But
lopsided for a while.
yeah, and you expect it to eventually level off to a point where both teams would eventually be, neck and neck in terms of competition level. And I think this gives May River. I mean, it's exciting because you have an
Yeah.
opportunity to land a potential strong hire for a 4A high school program, where Bluffton is a growing area. You're going to get some. Obviously, you're competing with Bluffton High School, but you have the potential to really set a program up as one that's competitive year in year out. The highs, I mean, the potential is very high. We
Hmm.
saw this program at its peak was right there with the top. Even those last few years, they've been very competitive
Right.
in 4A football. They've flirted with a couple of spot times in the rankings. The top 10 these last couple of years. And they've been in there before. But this is a program
Uh,
where if they get the right hire and they get the right personnel and they transform it into something potentially even better than what we have seen,
yeah.
it's exciting because I think that with the growth population around here and just the continued growth of
Well,
football,
especially out there by May River. I mean,
yeah,
there's
there
so much
is. Yeah, I
growth
mean,
happening there.
when you were close to there, um, you saw it firsthand the growth of that program because I mean you were there a lot, and
I mean, I live
you
out in
just
this part of town,
yeah
and every time I drive out there to pick people up from practice and stuff, they're just building more and more and
right.
more houses out there in
Yeah,
May
I mean,
Riverside.
it's to the point where I mean, if you have the the personnel potentially going forward. And you'll have if you
Yeah,
continue to build facilities on that in that program and get
yeah.
the right buy-in. I think this is a program that could explode if everything works out perfectly and could be year in year out competing
Yeah,
for
and the
state.
elephant in the room is that offense, right? I mean,
Right.
and just
You
the
know,
kind of identity, the brand of
Well,
football that they've
that's
played is
determined
a
on this hire. I mean,
right. So
it's
what I was going to say is they've played a very specific brand of football, and
right,
in this age of school choice, their brand of football may not be as popular with every kid, the one they've been playing, and you've seen that kind of bear itself out in the sense that Carnell Warren was there as a freshman, Aiden McCarthy was there. They weren't going to fit in that offense. That wasn't going to make sense for them, and you saw them go across town. And then you saw, I think Cordell Holly went that way, but then KJ Ford came the other way. So you're seeing more and more of that. And I think the brand, the way you market your program, and the brand of football you play is becoming important. And that's one thing Bluffton did a really good job of when Gregory came in, is he really marketed the brand of football that he was going to play, and it was appealing to kids. And I think this gives them a chance to kind of do a brand reset and maybe change the feelings about what it means to play May River football. Not that the previous brand was wrong, but just that it needed a refresh. There were some kids that were turned off from that program because of the specific brand of football they played, and maybe that was okay. It wasn't the kind of kids they needed, but I think there's an opportunity with the right coach and the right branding to swing that pendulum a little bit and bring some of those skill position players back into the fold at May River. I think they were leaking some out, and now maybe they were leaking in some big bruising offensive linemen, because of it. They were drawing some of those in, but I just think it's a chance to kind of reset who they are as a football program, and that's not always a bad thing, even when it was going okay. You
right,
know, as for Bonneville, I think he got great experience as a head coach, in a place where he was familiar and the foundation was built. And now I think he's going to be an attractive candidate in some other places, and maybe he hops across the line to Georgia and double dips or something. But he's a great football coach, especially he can at least go coach an offensive line somewhere, and they'll be happy to have him, and he'll make them better. So best wishes to Coach Bonneville. And I'm excited too about kind of a fresh start and new beginning at May River to see what that looks like, because that school's on the cusp
yeah.
of 5A, which is
It
something
very
we'll be
well could be.
discussing soon.
Obviously, realignment is coming soon. I just saw something on Twitter a day or two ago from
Yeah, they're
Lou.
right on the borderline.
Yep.
I think they're going to probably stay 4A for geography,
Yeah,
but
it's going
I'm
to be
not
close,
positive.
but
I started
I guess
crunching
geography
numbers
does
a
play a
bit.
factor if the numbers are pretty close to one another. But
Yeah,
it's exciting. I just the potential of what this program can be. It's really opportunistic to see if they make the right hire that they're able to really build up this program even further. And credit to what Coach Bonneville did. I think he got them competitive. I mean, kept them competitive, and but yeah, I think he decided he's ready to move on to whatever is next, and we wish him well as he moves on to whatever his next chapter
yep.
or
Surely some quarterback somewhere is blocked and is going to get in the portal and go to May River, right?
yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm just interested to see how the coaching hiring process will look like. As I mean, they
Yeah.
certainly have a lot of time to get the job posted
It's going to be
and
interesting because Colleton's, a good bit ahead of them in this process, and I know they've got a really good pool, but I suspect there'll be a lot of overlap in that
there
pool,
should, and there'll
and
definitely be some new interest as well,
yeah,
um, as
and
to
there'll be folks from all over the country that apply for this thing.
it's an
I
attractive spot, and that's
it
why it can
is,
attract a wide range of applicants because you get to be by the beach, you get to be by an up and coming South Carolina School League program that is
yep,
4A potentially 5A, and
yep,
it's an attractive job. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and
very
I think
much so. Yeah. So
it's
we'll see how
exciting.
it plays out. We got the all-state football teams here. Carnell Warren and Aiden McCarthy, aforementioned, from Bluffton, making the all classification team. And I hope I didn't miss any here, but I've
By the
got
way, Aiden McCarthy had a nice performance in the North-South game. I believe he threw
oh
at
yeah,
least one touchdown pass I saw.
nice.
In that,
And then the 4A All-State team, first team, you had Chris Doyle, defensive lineman from Bluffton, defensive lineman Josh Bigger from Hilton Head, linebacker Andrew Massey from Hilton Head, linebacker Malcolm Gordon from Bluffton, offensive lineman Kinshawn Speaks from Beaufort, running back Sean Mitchell from May River, and running back do everything man Thaddeus Zarnecki from
heck
Hilton
yeah.
Head. So good showing from obviously the Seahawks, who made a
Yeah.
great run this year, but a lot of
Across the board. I mean,
representation
I don't
from the
remember this
Lowco
many.
cluster.
The region may not have been in
I don't
terms of
either.
playoffs accessible. I don't remember as many all-state honorees from that region
Feels
just
like a
all
lot.
over the place. It was a really talented, those Hilton Head, Carlton, or not Carlton, but Hilton Head, Bluffton. Carlton's getting there. Don't get me wrong, but Hilton
Yep.
Head, Beaufort, Bluffton, May River. I mean, Beaufort was competitive at times, but you saw some of those individual players really make their mark, and that's really cool to see so many get the nod in this region.
Yeah.
Just shows how competitive it was this year, and how good Hilton Head was, led by Mr.
Right.
Thad Zarnecki, who had himself quite the year.
Yeah,
Him
and
and
they had a bunch of guys on the honorable mention as
Mm.
well. Renijeski, Crockett, and
Yep.
Lewis Gadsden.
And Renishevsky certainly someone that could have certainly been on that list, but it's
I
in terms
agree.
of quarterbacks, there are some talented ones across the state and across 4A, and great to see him get at least recognized at the honorable mention. Like I said, another year to go for him. So
Yeah.
there was more, but terrific representation, and good to see Sean Mitchell because he had a really strong season coming out.
Excellent.
Really come out of nowhere, and in terms of what we expected, but maybe certainly you could have seen what he was going to do, but in the sense that he broke out in a big way and really did a fantastic job impacting that offense this year. So great to see him get that big time honor all state award there for his May River Sharks individually, and Bluffton, obviously Carnell, terrific year, incredible athlete. Got to see him on the basketball court a couple of days ago. We'll get to that later on in the show. And then,
Yeah, I think he's shutting it down after Christmas though and going to
oh,
UNC.
okay, all right. Well,
That's what I heard.
that's interesting. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I feel like,
I think he's doing early enrollment at UNC.
oh, that would explain it.
Yeah.
Explain it. He's graduating December and moving on.
I believe so. I could be wrong about that. But yeah, he's a baller. 2A, Hampton County, well represented. Malik Terry, the linebacker. Jalen Singletary, the defensive back. That's how they listed him on the All-State team. And athlete Desmond Mathis from Hampton County. They also had Hunter Lawson and Rafe Sullivan, the kicker, made the honorable mention. And then 1A, we got shut off. The 3A, I didn't see any Battery Creek guys. 1A, I saw that Cordell McLean and Donardo Henry from Ridgeland got honorable mention. And then I also saw, they didn't put the Hardyville guys on the list, but I saw Kamari Brown, Emiliano Santiago, Tukey Green, and somebody else. Maybe Cairo Jameson, I think was the other one, made the honorable mention. So congrats to, and I also missed Chaz Brown from Beaufort, Lucas Gates from Bluffton, and Eric Robertello, Ethan Hames, Hudson Tanner, Michael Poole, and Xavier Polite from May River, Ivion Watson and Jermon Bowers from Whale Branch with honorable mentions. So congrats to all those guys on a terrific season, and a bunch of them coming back for at least one more year. So exciting to see that. All right, Max, you got anything to add to the football chatter?
Well, I would say best wishes to Richard Bonneville. And,
you sound like you're in a well.
You're breaking up a bit.
You sound like you're in a well. We'll talk to you later. You can just sit over there and drive.
Yeah. No, before we move on from football, just wanted to,
yeah.
I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but trying to just get a bit more info here on what happened at the North-South Touchstone Energy Bowl. The North getting the win, and good to see. I'm trying to find it, but yeah, good to see Aiden McCarthy get that opportunity to play in a this is a a prestigious game. Best seniors in the states get to be a part of this, and that's always pretty cool to see one of our own become a part of this. Your Mr. Football is Tamarian Watkins at Northwestern. He will play at Tech, or committed to play at Texas A&M. There you go. But yeah, North went at 35-27. A tight game. Good to see. Good to see your man, Aiden McCarthy, getting a good showing and
What's
finding the end
Singletary
zone
do?
for a touchdown pass. And it's always a good capper, especially after you fall short that last game. You get to play one more for the seniors, and shine a big time game. So nice memory to cap off your career on. And
Speaking of capping off careers, Gaston Moore capped his off at the Cure Bowl, a 24-10 loss for the South Florida Bulls to Old Dominion. Gaston was 20 of 28 for 236 and a touchdown, but he also threw 2 picks.
Two costly picks early in that game.
Yards,
I saw some of that, and then they had a lead even so at halftime, or maybe one of the picks could have been early in the second half. But yeah, had a couple of throws that just got away from him there, and great experience for him. And now we wish him well when whatever the next chapter brings for Gaston. Great kid, and awesome to get the opportunity to suit up for a bowl game. That's a good honor to be able to play in a game like that, and you learn a lot from the experience. You use it to better you whatever you do after football. So,
well, hey boys, we got a friend knocking on the door. We got a report. Looks like we got a report from the JP2 Hilton Head Prep games because it's time for Marky Mark in the Dark. What's up? You're on the LowcoSports Lowdown.
Yes, indeed, fellas. What's going on?
What's going on, Marky Mark in the Dark?
So
tell you what, you were over there. Oh, Bo Sexton made special teams All-State. I missed his name on there. My apologies.
Another Seahawk. He had a terrific year, by the way. He was outstanding.
Without question, so very deserving.
But Marcus, you were out. What do we call JP2's gym? I don't know.
I was there on. I don't think he has a name. But it's a nice place to watch a game. I was there on.
Yeah, I know. We just don't have a nickname for it.
For what was a barn burn between them and Bluffton. Bluffton held on.
They
held on just barely. Where it was, they went ahead on a JP2 had the lead. They went ahead on a go-ahead layup with about 10 seconds to go. Then JP2 got it back, missed the jumper for the win. Then the scoreboard went dark. They had to determine how much time was left on the clock. They gave them a little bit more time. The expect that was around 2 seconds. It ended up being like 3 seconds. But then they fouled quickly, and then Bluffton only was able to make one of the free throws, so like a 2-point game, and then Heave went wide the buzzer. But JP2 had the good edge early in that game, but Bluffton came roaring back. But then let's we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I know we're waiting to hear from you, Marcus, about what happened tonight.
Yeah, it was a very good night all the way around for JP2. I mean, the girls and guys, I think both look really sharp. They're just really getting after it. And give Hilton Head Prep a lot of credit. I mentioned them, when it came to the guys, improving upon what they've done in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we've talked about what May River has done on the guys' side of things, and I saw them against Hilton Head Prep a couple of weeks ago, and they just dominated Hilton Head Prep. Hilton Head Prep looked a lot better tonight. I unfortunately was not able to get much in terms of names for them, but Tyler Britschke, of course, just keeps on doing what he does. He nailed a big 3-pointer late in the game. He's just a man out there doing a lot of great things, boxing out, blocking down low, can make some jump shots and make threes. He was a big force, but Hilton Head Prep did have some just really good scoring opportunities, and they got after it. They just couldn't stop JP2. And I mean, Garrett Heathcott continues to make big plays as the senior on the team. Obviously, Daniel Godson with a lot of big plays. Sean Thalen. We talk about these guys a lot, especially the ones that play on the football field.
Mhm.
JP2, really athletic. And I don't think Hilton Head Prep's going to be, I don't think either team is going to be as bad, in the next month or so. They're definitely improving. I
Thalen.
believe that the girls of Hilton Head Prep, though, have yet to win a game, which
Mm.
is
I
which is
I
tough.
believe that's right. Yeah.
They're definitely they're
Phelan was
definitely better than
dominant.
that.
Phelan was
Aaron
dominant
Cleary
in the paint
just
for JP2, and Austin Miles had a nice game as
yeah.
well against.
Austin really came through
Yeah,
late, for sure. Getting to the girls again real quick for Hilton
yeah,
Head Prep. Aaron Clary was outstanding, and she's the leader of that team for sure. Off the top of my head, I can't remember her name, but the point guard, number one, taking over for Courtney Campbell, she had a fine game as well. It's those two girls, and then they're going to piece things together as they can. Obviously, Sophie Moe is a player to look out for because she's been at prep for a while. Um, there's going to be some changes certainly with both prep teams this year, but seeing them tonight and how they battled, neither team is quite as bad as their record indicates, in my opinion. But JP2 just a little bit stronger. 61-30 was the final of the girls' game, and 72-53, I believe, was the final of
71-52 is what you
71-52.
said.
That's it.
Yep.
71-52 final of the guys' game. JP2 looking awfully strong, and we look forward to seeing them against HHCA in our coverage. And we'll see Hilton Head Prep as well, as we plan to see them against Bluffton on January 12th.
looking forward to it. But back to the game I was able to see a couple of days ago. Like I said, JP2 had the edge for a good part of it over in that first half, but it was Carnell Warren who provided the spark, and then Aiden McCarthy, we just talked about after that sensational performance in the North-South game, got on the basketball court, and he was incredibly effective. Just not sure what that background noise is.
That's the GPS, yeah.
Sorry.
As long as it doesn't tell you to turn into a pond, we'll be okay. Go ahead,
I don't know with these anymore.
Very, very true.
I'll mute the GPS for you while you chat.
Yeah, no, I was pretty impressed by Bluffton. It's the first time seeing him this year, and McCarthy was just a man down the stretch. He scored 8 in the fourth quarter and a couple more, and a couple more before that as well. And then Carnell Warren showing us listen, and then Ethan Foster going down to the rim, the game-winning bucket, the game-winning layup after JP2 took the lead after Bluffton committed a technical foul, which they had a decent 5 or 6 point lead or something like that. They got called for the tee, and then all of a sudden JP2 came roaring back. They got another possession, took the lead, and then Bluffton just able to do enough to hold on with a quick bucket by Foster.
Go ahead bucket there, right? Yeah.
You cannot lose your composure, especially when you have a decently sized lead near the end of the game. That is something that Bluffton's coach certainly will have words about as they go forward this year. Obviously Carnell, not having him, that's going to be a major loss if he does indeed graduate early and move on, because he really provided that spark at many times in that game. So it would be tough for them to lose a guy like Carnell Warren, but there are guys who Aiden McCarthy was outstanding. Of course, Harry Skinner, he was held in check. He did not make a single field goal. Held the 4 points, all free throws. So JP2 did a very good job of holding down Skinner. Yet
they're tough.
He was still able to get it done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, JP2's they've played Bluffton and May River really tough, but they haven't been able to take them down yet. So we'll see if they get another crack. I think they get another crack at May River yet. So we'll see how that goes. All right, I'm taking.
But by the way, the girls before that, I got to see some of them, and my goodness, what a star that Ellie Heathcott continues to be.
She was tremendous tonight.
And
my gosh,
scoring big time buckets. Made a 3 as well earlier in that game. She was fantastic, as well as Gia Sekovic, who put up a 9-point effort, 3 3-pointers in that second quarter. So they got a nice sharpshooter over there
Dang.
as well. Really
I
well
don't even know
all
that
around
name
the
yet.
team. I think JP2 is going to be the girls are going to be
Big-
dangerous. I think the guys will be as
Yeah.
well. But,
Big
the Heat
key, big key for the girls tonight was certainly Dominique Jones, who is just in her third game back. I sat next to her mom,
I remember her
Sharonica,
getting hurt last
and
year. Yeah.
and Dominique looks like she hasn't missed a step. She had a brace on her leg, but she was, making hard cuts, knocking down shots, passing the ball with crisp authority, move.
And she didn't even make the post game email from Karen.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's
Yeah.
that means they had a bunch of other kids that were even putting up more as far as numbers go.
To have
So
her back.
getting Dominique back is huge. That adds some
Yeah.
real quality depth there. But they've been able to have a lot of success without her, which means that
That's
they'll be
big.
even better when they get her
Yes.
back to full speed. So every little bit they get from her right now is gravy, and
Absolutely.
and they'll be really happy by the end of the year. I got to check out a heck of a game the other night in the Ville. We had Ridgeland in town to open region play.
Yeah.
Here's the final 73 seconds for you. Canes were up 11, I believe, in the third quarter. Cheney Field got red hot for Ridgeland. He was cooking all night. He brought them back. They took the lead. Canes were in a pickle late, down 3 when we picked it up, but we're going to pull it off. I can believe it. Spoiler alert, nothing Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, just frantic, manic basketball, classic Jasper County crowd, divided, going after it, dancing, singing, pointing fingers, jawing at each other. There's Kyron Jameson. You may remember Kyron Jameson from stepping in and playing some quarterback at Hardyville this year. We found, I guess he probably already knew, but basketball is the sport that Kyron is the most ready to compete at the varsity level as a freshman, and he's been proving that. He has really been a force, and he came up huge in this game. There we go, Kyron with the lay-in. So I think the Canes got the lead now. Yeah. I don't even remember, man. But it was crazy. Just manic energy. And then our guy Misa is going to be the star of the show at the end.
He always is.
With the music. He's going to put the finishing touches on with the music. There's Kamari Brown. He's on the foul. Crowd's loving it. They was talking all night. Kamari makes a free throw.
That gym sounds like it was rocking all night.
It was rocking.
Good Lord.
All night.
And it's a rivalry. It's got to be
There's
rocking.
nothing like a Jasper County
Oh
rivalry
man,
game,
it's
man.
electric every time.
I've been turned down as low as it'll go, too. It was so loud in that place. So then they got one last ditch effort, knocked away by Kamari. Ahead to Tukey Green. Lays it in, and the Canes are going to get away with their first ever win over Ridgeland. They never beat Faber back in the day. Ridgeland got them earlier this year at the Whale Branch tournament, the Earl Campbell. But celebration in the Ville, as you can see, in a major way.
Oh, hit the road, Jack.
Great stuff. Hit the road, Jack. Yeah, Lisa was quick with it.
Very nice.
There you go. There you have it. Hit the road, Jack. Lisa was quick with the trolling song. And man, them Ridgeland people walked out of there so fast. Just scowl on their face. Not all of them. Some of them walked out of there with a scowl on their face. That song was just too much. That was the last straw they had to get out of there. But no, it was all good fun. It was a great community event. It's awesome to see that many people pack the stands and cheer for our kids, even at the small schools. And that's what we love about what we do. I would say it all the time, but we cover every game like it's the most important game going on that night in the world, because to the people who are there
What
and
you have to do.
who weren't there but care about it, it is the most important game going on in the world that night. And it drives it home when you're out there and you see it, in person. And the gyms have something different. Like a football game is one thing, but a basketball game, it's so intimate and it's so back and
Yeah.
forth often.
Right.
And the
It's welcome
margins
back. I mean, you're
between,
right. You're really right in the middle of the. I mean,
you're
you are
right
hitting
on
home.
top of it.
Yeah.
You can feel the emotions, and the margins between victory and defeat are so narrow at times. It just really brings the emotion into it, and it's just fun, man. It's a
Love it.
blast. It's great to
Love
be
it.
back in
Especially
the
the rivalry
gyms.
games get to a high level
Yes.
when these
How do
teams.
non-sports fans make it through winter?
Oh man.
It's got to be so depressing. The only thing that gets me
Um,
through winter is being in gyms all the time with kids competing. But no, good stuff going on the local hoop scene to run through. If we got a few scrolling across the bottom for you. But since Monday, anything of note? Monday was pretty mundane. Tuesday, you had the JP2 Bluffton games that you told us about. That Tasmanian team blasted May River girls. Richmond Hill blasted Hilton Head girls. Ridgeland blasted Hardyville girls. Richmond Hill boys got Hilton Head by 3. Hardyville got Ridgeland by 5. Stall got Colleton County by 13. Last night, Buford girls beat Ashley Ridge again, 62-57. Ashley Ridge put belt to Buford boys. Buford girls put belt to Whale Branch tonight. Whale Branch is pretty solid, but Buford beat them by 50, 71-21.
Wow.
Marcus told us JP2 whomped Hilton Head Prep, and Palmetto Christian doubled up HHCA 54-27. On the boys' side, Marcus told us that JP2 held off Hilton Head Prep 71-52. And then we had 3 games in the John Drafts BC Holiday Classic. Supposed to be 4, but there was a schedule conflict, so one dropped out. So Battery Creek got a bye. Buford Academy beat Royal Live Oak 63-44. They will play Bluffton next because Bluffton beat First Preparatory Christian 84-72. And then May River blasted Bethesda 80-27, I believe was the final.
Ooh, my.
So they will play Battery Creek tomorrow night in the late game. So
That should be a great game.
yeah, I think that will be May River's best test yet, most likely. And I think it could be a very good game.
Yeah.
Battery Creek got some handles, like some guys with some handles. They can really push the pace and score in transition. They got the big kid Cox, who's a matchup problem.
Might have to check that out on Buford's own.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to get to that one. Actually,
No doubt.
I love going to games
So
in Palace.
I would say that for me, I think Bethesda's not a bad basketball team. It's just May River is just so tough on defense. Yeah, they're very precise. Really good 3-point shooting team, especially tonight. They started out on a hot streak, and then never.
I looked up and it was like
down.
20-0 or something. Like
right off
the rip.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say Bethesda's a bad team. I think they're a very good basketball team. They got handles. They can shoot the ball. It's just that May River defense is just so tough to go up against. And I look forward to seeing what Battery Creek can do against May River, because I agree with Justin. I think I'm very high on Battery Creek this season. I think that could be a very good game.
Yeah. I think it's a really good matchup. Look forward to that. And then whoever wins it probably gets Bluffton. I mean, I don't think BA's got enough firepower to take down Bluffton. Haven't seen them, so I'm not really trying to dog them. I just think Bluffton's pretty good. Most years BA can't beat Bluffton, and I don't think this is one of those years. So I think we'll see Bluffton against either May River or Creek. It was cool of CJ to not put them on the same side of the bracket and make them play each other in the semifinals, which he could have done as the host and set himself up with BA in the semis. That was cool of him to not do that to region rivals, but we may get it in the championship game anyway. But tomorrow night, I've got the bracket here somewhere. I'll tell you what time everybody plays. Tomorrow it's going to be 4:30 is going to be Royal Live Oaks and First Prep. 5:45 will be Whale Branch. They're jumping in now against Bethesda. And then at 7 will be Buford Academy Bluffton. 8:15 Battery Creek against May River. Those will all be live on Buford's Own as well. So if you can't get out there, you can see it live thanks to our friends at Buford's Own. And it was great to listen tonight and hear not only Javon, but Tristan Roberts back
Tristan.
on the broadcast.
Yeah,
I heard
and
that
Oh,
voice
nice.
and I loved it.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I will be out there for the championship games on Saturday. I might be on the call with Javon and Tristan potentially on Saturday, so the three of us might go at it on Saturday afternoon for the championship games.
Nice.
And the consultation
Consolation.
bracket and or whatever it is, and
Consolation.
the champions bracket as well.
Yeah.
So
Consolation.
yeah, consolation.
Championship 5:30 on Saturday, by the
Yeah.
way, if you're
Yeah.
marking your
Yep.
calendar. So,
And then I will be, of course, at the Holiday Classic, which will begin. I will make sure by tomorrow to give the
Get the
bracket,
brackets.
show you the brackets,
Yeah.
if I can find those out and let you know.
I actually saw them because I
cool.
think I'm going to head out there Saturday as well, at least to see Hilton Head play.
Okay. Did you
And
get a picture of
Shane
them, or did you?
Shane got them to me, so I will
All right.
send
Do
them
you
your
have them in
way,
front of you?
Wes, for sure.
Do you have them in front of you now?
No,
Okay.
I'll make sure you get them tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, there you go. So that's what's happening on the hoop scene. I don't have all the wrestling scores from last night. I know May River had somebody. I'm sure they handled them. I don't even know, even though I texted with Pal today. I know Buford beat us 70-12, and Whale Branch beat us 46-30. We got a couple guys who can't wrestle on Wednesdays because they have church things. So that kind of messed our lineup up. One guy didn't make weight, and we still need big boys, but we had some really good individual performances. Britton Jenkins, our 132, had a tremendous night, got 2 pins. Our young 120, David Talferro, wrestled up and lost to a really tough kid, but then got wrestled up and got a win against Whale Branch. So we continue to pound and make some noise and get better. I know Buford looked tough. They don't have a lot of depth, and they've got some kids that are kind of punching above their weight right now as far as being in the varsity lineup. But they got some hammers in there, and they're pretty tough there. They beat Battery Creek by 2. They're gonna. I think they'll be at least as good as Hilton Head, and maybe as good as Bluffton. They won't challenge May River, but they'll be fighting for that second spot in the region. They're pretty good. And Whale Branch, they got a bunch of tough kids. We're going to see them a lot this year, and hopefully not in the playoffs, because hopefully we'll have enough 1A teams to have a separate championship, which George Dixon talked about the other night on the Loco grind as a real possibility this year. So we're trying to rally the troop in 1A.
That's really good, though.
Enough
I'm
teams to have
glad. I'm glad if that turns out to be the case, because I know you and I talked about it last year briefly,
It's
that
rough.
there was going to be the case of them having to join 2A for the playoffs, and I just thought,
And it's been that way for a number of years. It's been
Yeah.
combined because we haven't had enough 1A schools. But that's a good segue into a topic that we're going to be discussing a lot next week, probably, which is the realignment that is coming. I believe we're supposed to get some kind of a list on Friday. I think of just classification breakdowns, and then there'll be an opportunity for appeals, and then we'll get the regions later after the appeals. But I pulled the 45-day enrollment numbers and did some spreadsheeting and some sorting and some guessing a little bit of guesswork with some of the charters and stuff about which ones might bump up. And so I don't think that I have anything resembling like the final picture here, but I do think I have a pretty good idea of where our schools are going to be, with the exception of May River, who is right on that borderline between 5A and 4A, and is probably going to need to appeal for geography if they want to stay in 4A, I think. However, I had heard some rumors about other schools dropping that I don't think are going to happen. Bluffton, Hilton Head, and Colleton look like they'll all probably be 4A, although Hilton Head and Colleton are kind of right on the edge of the bubble to maybe drop to 3A. So it is possible within the parameters that have already been released that they could. Beaufort looks like they will drop to 3A, but they're on the bubble that could stay in 4A too, depending on exactly where they draw the lines. But only on the edge of the bubble. They're most likely a 3A team. I don't see how Oceanside is going anywhere but 3A.
Really?
Unless their numbers are their outside numbers are way bigger than we realize.
Yeah.
But then again,
I just-
Gray's numbers don't look that high enough to be 4A again either. So I'm
Which
not
is
really sure what's going to happen there.
That worries me a little bit with those
Yeah,
two. But
it does too.
what about Battery?
But
What about Battery Creek? Where are they
Battery
sitting?
Creek, I would say Battery Creek is most likely going to 2A, but they are on the
Yeah.
borderline, along with like North Charleston, Phillips Simmons, some of those. But I don't know. They're definitely on the bubble, but I do think there's a real chance that they go down to 2A, which would be great
That'd be amazing.
for them. That would be ideal for them.
Especially in a region
I
with,
had heard Hampton
you know-
might drop to 1A, but they're going to have to take like the maximum number of 1A teams to even get close to that. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think Bridges will stay 2A. It looks like Whale Branch will certainly drop to 1A. Their 45-day enrollment is below Ridgeland's, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
And then Hardyville also will stay 1A along with Ridgeland. So we should get a nice little, super region almost of Lowco teams there with Whale Branch, Hardyville, Ridgeland, and then Royal Live Oaks when they have in the sports they have, and Polaris Tech as well. So although they don't have many sports yet.
I was thinking about this because we know that eventually Hardyville is going to grow, exponentially, I'm sure, as a school. So
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to be
very
this
soon.
realignment, but it shouldn't be too long, I would think.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean, we're still middle of the pack 1A right now, but you're right. In 2 more cycles, like we're probably going to outgrow that. I mean, just the sheer number of houses being built in our school
it's
zone
crazy.
right now
Nuts.
is insane. Absolutely, like off your rocker
Bananas.
insane. I don't even know where they're going to find all the people to live in all these houses, quite frankly. But I guess they're coming.
Well, because Bluffton's
for
growing out of space. They're running out of space in
yeah, but
Bluffton, so now they're moving
jobs,
out
like what
forward.
jobs are all these people going
Well,
to
the
do?
port jobs are coming in. Then you got Bucky's,
Right.
possibly a Costco into Hardyville. That'll bring a few hundred jobs there. Yeah, I think
you're right.
they're building these houses because they expect that there are going to be jobs opportunities in Hardyville in the next few years.
Oh yeah, and there will be. I mean, just like all the construction happening in the bridge project, the replacing the Talmadge Bridge, there's going to
Right.
be a bajillion jobs on that for a good while. But not like, high paying, great jobs necessarily. Not the kind you move your family for. So,
True.
it'll be interesting to see how quickly some of those developments fill up. There's the potential for growth is massive, but the timeline I think is kind of yet to be determined, because just because you've announced plans to develop something on a property doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it right now. You're going to read the market and you're going to do it when it makes sense. So some of that, like we saw in Bluffton, where people bought development rights and then maybe didn't develop them for a number of years. So you had little pockets of development. You'll see the same sort of thing, I'm sure, in Hardyville. But it's definitely coming. I mean, and it's going to grow out to Ridgeland too in due time. The place is popular and becoming more populous. Side note, but I hope they don't start building these data centers here, like they said they're trying to do in Colleton County. That seems like a bad idea, but we don't really delve into all that on the LowcoSports Lowdown. I just keep hearing horror stories about what these data centers do to the water table and stuff, and I'm like, I don't think we need that in the low country. The water table is kind of important here. But anyway, I digress. I did send a letter to the council as a Low Country resident,
Hmm.
even though I'm not a Colleton County resident. I
Did
find
your
great beauty. I find great
do
beauty
you
in that Ace Basin, and I would not like to see it disturbed. But all right, boys. Well, I think we're about nearing
We
the
still
end
got
of
we just
this
talked some
one.
Sand Shark hoops.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sandshark Hoops. So the guys played the morning game yesterday. I watched it in my classroom. Really good game with Georgia College. Georgia College came in unbeaten in conference play and came out unbeaten in conference play. 84-80. It was back and forth down the stretch. It seemed like they were going to pull it off a couple times and couldn't quite do it. But the women, they hot. 4-1 with 4 wins on the road after another
wow.
nail
How
biter,
about that? Road Warriors.
65-63. And Tanaya Bowman, the hero again with the late game winner, and they are sitting pretty
What a
in the
start
peach belt.
for this USCB women's team. I mean, the last few years you got to see that something good was coming with the nucleus that they had. Injuries kind of plaguing the last few years, but now everyone's the big names are healthy, and they are producing. And man, tonight Bowman's always been a special player, but this has been the big moment of her career so far, hitting that game winner on the road to silence the crowd over there and clinch what just ended up being a big time win to cap off this December before Christmas, feeling good after a very impressive road win over well, I mean Georgia College 0-4, but no
They're
no road
struggling.
no road game is easy. No road game is
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, that's
Well,
you'll
it,
take
it
them any
gives
way you
you,
can get them.
it sets you
Um,
up to sweep them at
yeah,
home. I
yeah,
mean, that's
that's
as
all.
good as
That's
you can
all you
Right.
get.
want. Find a way. Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. So props to this women's team. Bowman had the big performance, but Gatosi's still making her mark. And then Janiah Hayward just doing a good job of scooping up boards. Turnover a couple times, but she was solid. Had some foul trouble, but still tremendous performance from her. And then Brie Pelote, good presence, rebounding the ball. Got the start today, and how about Courtney Campbell with a nice 8-point performance? And those points were
Awesome.
huge in a big game like that. And she did it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes and 8 points.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And
Oh,
Found her
she hit 2
offense.
for 2 from 3-point range.
Found the range.
How important was that game for Courtney Campbell in a
Huge.
65-63 win?
that's great.
That's huge because she had struggled to find her offense. I think she was kind of fighting through adjusting to being the kid who has to carry all the time, and kind of forcing stuff, to trying to like really be the pass first point guard, and like just kind of getting stuck in the middle a little bit. Like she was a little hesitant with her offense, as far as trying to score, because she was kind of trying to not be the kid who takes all the shots, right?
Yeah.
But now I think she's kind of gotten into the flow, started to understand the role, and it sounds like she finally found the range from three, which is a huge part of her game, or always has been.
Yes,
So she can get that going.
we know
She can
that.
fill it up fast. We know she can
Uh,
score, and you knew it was coming. But again, credit to Versa for the way she plays those kids toward the end of the bench for 5 or 6 minutes a game, and just let them have a chance to get in a rhythm, and see what you got, because Courtney's obviously growing through it, and she's going to be a big part of it for them, going the rest of the way. But
Yep.
Sandtrak's back home on the 7th against Flagler, and I hear we're in discussions for the marching Shockwave to be there again as the house band.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
hoping that works out. That's our first day back to school. That'll be a cool
Very
little
nice.
treat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, let's shout out some sponsors and get to our parting thoughts, boys, because we got one more day of school before the holiday break. Shout out, we already shouted out our all stars, Mickelson Law Firm and WHHI TV, Marcus. But also want to let you know about Hudson Seafood House on the docks, a great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, and the presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. New episodes come at you most every Tuesday on the Lowco Media Network, although the boys will be doing a little traveling over the holidays, so we may mix up the schedule a little bit. Shout out as well to Twinge and Twombly, our personal injury attorneys over in Beaufort. They've got a rare name, but they provide remarkable service at Twinge and Twombly. HHI Windows and Doors is improving your view of the Lowco. Our friend Coach Barron from Hilton Head Prep hung up his whistle, and now he's focused on a new kind of screens at HHI Windows and Doors. And we've got our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind Reverence Wrestling Club. Open mat every Sunday, 11 to 12:30, $15. Get in there and get some mat time. Take your wrestling skills to the next level at Reverence Wrestling Club. And if you need a haircut or not, hang out at Jay's Barber Shop. It's the place to be in Ridgeland. Go see our friend Jay and all the great barbers over at Jay's Barber Shop. Shout out to our sponsors. And all right, boys, parting thoughts. Marcus Walsh, what do you got?
Tell you what, it's official now for me. You know, getting into these gyms. I got to see Hilton Head girls last week. I plan on seeing the girls and guys on Saturday in the Seahawk Classic. Got to see Hilton Head Prep and May River a couple of weeks ago. It's basketball season, and I put in a lot of work. I was at WHHI for about 6.5 hours yesterday, putting in a bunch of work, filling in for
Have
Lisa
you
as well.
solidified the schedule yet
The-
for your broadcasts?
I sent out what we proposed, what Jessa, Jeremy, and I met about and discussed to the rest of the crew. So I'm pretty sure that we've got it. But I know Kevin's a bit down, still under the weather. But more details coming soon. Uh, but we're looking real good, I think, for what we're thinking about as far as the schedule goes, with the fact that the regular season ends like the second week of February. I think we've got, four really good double headers that we'll be bringing to you. So more details to come on that. Still, waiting to hear some confirmation back from some ADs and just getting in there and getting after it. There's a lot of competitive teams out there, even that I've seen in spurts the last couple of weeks, as I'm starting to see what's going on. And I agree with you, JJ, with what you said earlier. I've been around high school football and high school baseball, but really for me, as somebody that got after it in high school, basketball was the ticket for me. I've told you guys plenty of times before. I was the manager of my high school basketball program there at Perry High School in Massillon, Ohio.
Yeah, that is a
And
great
just
hotbed for basketball.
yes,
Especially,
for sure.
when LeBron James had his come up in the early 2000s, that really
Right.
put Ohio basketball on the map, and it's really
Yeah.
stayed that way.
Oh, yeah.
And to have the connections that I have here now, even certainly with you, JJ, Kyle Bennett, we talk about being from
Yeah.
the Midwest area, from Kentucky, and
I don't
just
consider that Midwest.
what we see. Yeah, I get it. It's something else, and being in the gyms, there's nothing quite like it. So I'm really looking forward now to getting my eyes on this tournament action. First at Hilton Head to at least see the Seahawks on Saturday, and then I was at the Bobcat Classic last year. I'll be back this year. That was really well done by the folks at Bluffton. Had a great night tonight at JP2. It's hoop season,
Always
baby.
a great time out
It
in the
is
gym.
indeed.
Yeah.
Always a good time. Max Raj, what's up, buddy?
Well, some tragic news in NASCAR this afternoon.
Saw this
Greg,
today.
former NASCAR driver, and my opinion, I think he should be a Hall of Famer. Greg Biffle was in a plane crash with him and his family. I think 7 others were a part of the crash out in actually my boss Brandon's hometown of Statesville, North Carolina. And unfortunately, he and the other 7 had passed away this afternoon. Well, this morning, I guess, is when it occurred. And then it was announced this afternoon that he had passed away. And my condolences to the family and the NASCAR family, because everybody loves Greg Biffle. He actually did a lot of work after Hurricane Helene because he lives up in North Carolina, and a lot of North Carolina was, of course, very much so destroyed because of Hurricane Helene. He did a lot of relief work over the last few months and was continuing to do relief work up until the time of his death. So, my condolences to Greg Biffle and his family for what was very tragic this morning. We're still getting details of what actually went down, and it's just
I
getting a
saw
bit
the
more and more
plane
tragic.
crash shortly after landing. I picked it up before they even had confirmed, the fate of the passengers. And all I had seen was that they took off, the plane turned around and tried to come back and land and crashed. So sounded like some kind of malfunction that they became
Yeah.
aware of pretty quickly after takeoff and weren't
And-
able to get it back on the ground. So
And
just awful.
very tragic situation. And
Yeah.
again, condolences.
A lot of tragedy out there right now, friends.
Yeah, man,
No doubt.
it's been a crazy couple weeks in the world of sports. It really has.
Well, in the world, period.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
fair enough. But
Mhm.
on a much better note, of course, I've obviously we've been paying attention to the John Drass Classic Night 1. Of course, Night 2 got a lot of games coming up for that, and then I'll be out there on Saturday afternoon to watch who wins the championship game. And who ends up in the championship game tomorrow night.
Mhm.
So hopefully we got some much better games in store, especially after the last last game of the night tonight, May River against Bethesda. May River just put on a show and really walked away with it without
Kind of
having to break.
snoozers.
Well, yeah,
tonight.
had to break didn't have to break much of a sweat. First
Yeah.
preparatory gave Bluffton a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Tonight, but
it was like it ended up a 12-point game, but they hit a 3 right at the buzzer and like made a little run at the end. It was like a 20-point game late. Bluffton looked
but I
pretty
mean,
solid.
so I think it'll be a lot more fun games tomorrow night. Obviously, Bluffton will be taking on BA. I don't think that's going to be much of a fun game to watch. May River, Battery Creek, that might be the game of the night to watch. Those two teams,
Definitely.
I think those two teams. I'm very high on both of them, like I said, so I'm very excited to watch them play.
Bethesda might be a good little scrap.
And I believe
It'll be fun to watch. It might not be pretty basketball, but it's going to be fun to watch.
If I'm not mistaken, that is the primetime game tomorrow night at 8:15.
That's the Battery Creek May River game. Yeah, 8:15.
Yeah. So for those of you who want to watch a really good basketball game, I suggest go out and watch.
I intend to. I intend to go over to that one.
I think if I get done early enough, which there's a chance I actually might get done at 8:00 on Friday tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening. So more than likely, I'm going to be out there for that game because I look forward to seeing those two teams play. After watching a quarter of May River tonight, seeing their starters out to start the third quarter, I was like, "Oh, that team is something, man. They are really fun to watch." For me, they're really fun because
CJ had the benefit tonight of sitting and watching them and not have to coach a game, so he'll have a good scouting report and have a good game plan. It should be a really good matchup.
I think it's going to be a great matchup, so I look forward to that. And then, of course, we got the Holiday Classic. So, holiday tournaments have begun, gentlemen, and it only gets better from here because, of course, is it next week? Or no, after Christmas.
After Christmas is
the Bluffton Classic. After
now, is that going to be like it was last year with all low country teams? Have they confirmed that?
I believe it is.
No, I do not know.
Well, I know there are a couple.
I'm not sure either. I haven't even seen a schedule for them yet.
Well, Bluffton, obviously, Bridges Prep, I believe, is another one of those teams that is in that tournament. I got confirmation on that today, actually.
We were in it last year. I don't know if we are. I hope so.
Who?
Hardyville.
Hardyville? I don't know.
We were in it last year. I kind of hope we are again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
You'll have to see.
It's a great tournament.
I like it as a local tournament.
You do. It's a nice.
I really miss the Rhett Thomas.
I think for
I
me,
miss the Rhett Thomas tournament.
Yeah, I do too. The Rhett Thomas was something special because they didn't do it in just one gym, and they did it in multiple gyms across
especially
the
year that they expanded it and they did it at Prep, Christian, Hilton Head High, and Bluffton. That was amazing.
That was fantastic. And there were so many, not just local teams, but there are also non-local teams as well that was in that tournament. So it was just a whole mix of just some real fun stuff. And I was so sad when they decided to not do it again. It was just, it was one of my favorite tournaments when I was growing up as a kid to go watch.
Well, yeah, because you got to go out and shoot, and if you made it, you got the ball, and like they just had all kinds of just cool stuff.
By the way, their
Thomas family's so amazing.
Yeah, their shirts. Well, because my family knew Rhett Thomas because he was in youth group at church, at my parents' church, and they were the youth group leaders at the time. So my family knew Rhett Thomas very well. But they had the best basketball shirts, tournament shirts of all time. I love those shirts. But
get one every year, right?
I like the fact that the Hilton Head tournament is not so much local, so that we have some local tournaments, but then a tournament where it's a lot of teams we wouldn't expect to come to. Play a basketball tournament.
I like that we get both. Like I
Yeah.
like that the Hilton Head tournament is what it is, but I
Right.
also like that the Bluffton tournament has become.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
what
But
good
it
mix.
is.
I also agree. I would start a petition to bring back the Red Thomas. 100%.
that
I would
tournament.
love it. I would
That was
love if they
great.
brought it back. Just one.
Doesn't make as
massive
much
tournament.
sense now that HHCA moved off the island. It was really cool when it just took over the whole
Yeah, but
island.
you still got prep and you still got Hilton Head High School, so you could use those
Yeah.
two places, and you
You're
can
right.
take over
You're
Hilton
right.
Head that way. And yeah,
Yep.
you know,
It was a great event.
I feel like we
Uh,
should bring back some type of big time tournament with both local and non-local teams going at it against each other. I think it'd be great.
I think we need to bring a preseason, a Loco preseason challenge to
Yeah.
That would be
the
fun.
Hardyville Rec or something, and
Get
put
get our boys of one Loco. Get our
put
one
Loco.
L.
Yeah, exactly. We put Loco teams against Savannah teams, and let's go at it.
Ooh, I love that. I like that idea.
Battle
I
for the
like that idea
bridge
a
or
lot.
something.
That'd be
That'd be
great.
fun. All
That
right.
or you'd have the Savannah bracket and then the Logo bracket, and the winners of those two brackets go off against each other.
Yeah,
Something
but the
like that.
Loco teams all play each other anyway, and the
Right.
Savannah
True.
teams all play each
True.
other anyway. So let's go
true.
Loco Savannah challenge. You know,
Hey
like
guys, we're putting a tournament together.
Whatever. Yeah.
Hey, we're looking for sponsors for the tournament next
look,
year.
all I
Guys.
gotta do is get Robbie on it on one Loco, and it'll happen. But
Oh, yeah.
all right, Wes Kerr, what do you got for a parting thought?
Yeah, first off, just looking forward to the Holiday Classic, one of my favorite events of the year, and really just the fact that this Hilton Head boys team is exciting, and I was really impressed with how they played against the Australian team that came in a couple of days ago. Now the girls actually play tomorrow against Bullock Academy. If the schedule is correct, that means they'll play 4 games in 4 days, which is crazy.
Wow. Hilton Head Christian?
Maybe it's Hilton Head Christian.
Yeah,
maybe
I did.
okay,
I
maybe
did
it's Hilton
see
Head
that.
Christian because it says Hilton Head on the composite schedule, so it must have been a
Oh,
typo.
interesting.
I saw
Oh, yeah.
on the draft that I'll send you tomorrow, Wes, that Hilton Head, their first game is at I think at 1 and a 1:30, and the boys play at 3, both on Saturday. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's HHCA.
Okay, yeah,
That
that
is
would make
actually
sense.
Yeah,
I was like,
I had a rep.
HHCA plays
Yeah,
in the
one
why are
of
they
Black
the
playing
Hole.
refs.
for the
Yeah, one of the
Holiday
refs at Battery Creek. One of the refs at Battery Creek's going to be there for that game, and he said it was Hilton Head Christian Bullock.
Look,
Okay.
it
Just
still
making
says
sure.
well, Hilton Head Christian Bullock on the 20th, but
That's
Oh.
tomorrow's.
it does say
no,
on
wait,
Bullock's
tomorrow's the
schedule in
19th.
Max
Tomorrow's the
Preps at
19th, and it
Hilton
says
Head.
Bullock Academy's at Hilton and Christian.
Yes,
Interesting.
listen to me, Wes. Bullock Academy's schedule on Max Preps says at Hilton Head Island on the 19th, at Hilton Head Christian on the 20th. I don't know if that's
Interesting.
accurate, but
So-
that's what it
so
says. I don't
that
know
is
if it's
insane.
accurate, but that's what
Well,
it says.
so Renishevsky's playing them 4 games in 4 days.
I
Wow.
mean, not necessarily.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
what it
Holiday
says on
Classic
Max
is Saturday,
Preps.
Sunday, Monday.
That's what it says on Max Preps. That doesn't mean it's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's true.
Someone could have
Right, I'm
entered it
just saying,
wrong.
like that would be wild.
Yeah, that would be
You
odd.
know
That would
how
be
it is.
very odd.
We saw that Hilton Head Christian Bluffton game earlier this week. Said it was like a 90 to
especially going into a
88
tournament
game.
like
The thing
that, I
that's
don't know
weird-
why they would schedule a Friday game against both.
The thing that's weird, if it
is
is a mistake, the thing that's weird is that it's entered at 7:30 on
Mark Rennick
Friday
has tweeted in.
and 2 o'clock on Sunday. That's
What's
correct.
What's correct?
I am perplexed.
I think he's saying that they're playing Bullock at Hilton Head High on Friday. don't
Really?
know. Something we said was correct. We said something correct, boys.
Can you
That's
say,
true.
Mark, please? Mark, I need help, man. We need help.
Anybody's guess. I'm just saying it's on Max Preps. It says Bullock Academy at Hilton Head 7:30, and then they play at
Text
Hilton
us,
Head
Mark.
Christian at
Message
2 o'clock
us, please.
Saturday.
I'm confused.
I'm
Something's
well
not
confused
confused.
as well.
Y'all are.
But hey, that's what it. Hey, it is what it is.
So anyway,
Yeah.
We do see
all
some
right, you
weird
got anything else?
schedules.
Wes?
However, yeah, but of course, it's getting to be it's a great weekend of football. I mean, you're starting off tonight. We got Puna Ford taking on his old team, the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool when you've been in the league for as long as he has been. Playing for a couple of different teams. Eventually, you get to the point where you're going back to the team that
Yep.
first signed you, and
He was beloved there too.
He was.
was.
There's the whole
Yeah,
Puna.
they loved him.
Mina Kimes, the ESPN reporter, kind of really got traction of his
She
play.
launched Puna.
That's
Yeah.
a very important
Yep.
game too, because that really
Yeah, it
They
is.
determines
probably
who's
determine
gonna
most likely the number 1 seed in the
Yeah.
NFC. So right now, I
And
believe I think
to
LA
me, they
has
feel like the two
yeah, LA
favorites in
has
the
the lead now
NFC.
over Seattle. So
That
Puna,
Seattle defense is something, man. That
tell you
Seattle
what,
defense
Puna,
is special.
Puna's the Rams are looking in pretty decent. I mean, Matthew
Well, the
Stafford.
Rams just got a pick and almost 6 down to the 1-yard line. I think they scored.
Okay, they must have punched it in. Maybe I don't know.
Last
Yeah, I
I
think
checked,
they're
it
in
was
control.
23-14. So I think
Yeah,
They may
they
have
did.
just punched it in there and went up 9.
Yeah, they
Just
did.
when it looks like I know Kenneth Walker had a big run not too long ago to put Seahawks on top, and the Rams are now in front. But yeah, big weekend. We got the Thursday football tonight and the college football playoff getting going tomorrow.
yeah.
And it's a big one. Alabama, Oklahoma, 2 blue bloods, going at each other tomorrow night in the first round
gotta
playoff
find this.
game. 2 teams that are normally top of the ranking most years it seems, but
Yeah.
it's cool to see 2 story programs
Winner
go
gets
head-to-head.
Indiana.
Yeah, but Indiana having the big time year. The Hoosiers, normally basketball
about
school,
Mendoza?
football team is, and of course they got the Heisman Trophy
about 'em?
winner. So
Don't forget
He's
about
so
Texas
corny.
A&M Miami on Saturday too.
Yeah,
Miami,
Mendoza's
Texas
so
A&M
corny,
should be
but I love it.
very interesting.
He's hilarious.
The one ACC representative.
He's a genius.
Yep. Yeah, it's
On
exciting.
the other
Of course.
hand,
And
Diego
of course,
Pavia, not a genius.
yeah.
No.
And then it'll be interesting to see because there's a ratings dilemma because the NFL is going opposite college football.
Right.
The Eagles will try to put the dagger in the NFC East, and then the Packers and Bears at 8:20, the primetime game Saturday night, going up against the nightcap between James Madison and Oregon. So,
Yeah,
I don't like it. I think that college football playoffs has its own window.
I agree.
I don't think the NFL should be intruding.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. But if they are going to intrude, I'm glad they're intruding on JMU Oregon.
Right, but
No.
I think that they shouldn't be.
I agree.
Here's the
I
thing,
agree.
though. Even though it's on a Saturday, towards the end of the regular season, there have been NFL games on Saturday.
Yeah,
years.
well, they actually have rules about when they can't do Fridays during
Right.
a certain part of the year, and then they can't do Saturdays until a certain date. But doesn't that fall on the college football folks though? Because what the NFL schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I
you got to
guess
schedule around that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
your
not the
responsibility.
NFL's fault.
Yeah.
Why are they not playing like Tuesday, Wednesday, or something? Like, I don't know.
I mean, they definitely could. I don't know. You mean because you have those days wide open, but I mean, Saturday is the seminal day of college football. So I understand.
It is, but all bets are off once you get to.
Once you get the bowl season, though, you have games every day. You have
you
just had the Cure Bowl. Gaston Moore, unfortunately, tough performance from him. We talked about it earlier on the show. Against Old Dominion, but you have the randomest bowls every night. You got the Xbox Bowl tonight between Missouri State and Arkansas State.
Investments or something last night
got
was Delaware
the
against
Bowl,
somebody.
the Gasparilla Bowl tomorrow.
Louisiana 68 Venture Bowl.
Game.
That's it.
The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. They come up with weirder names every year for
I'm over it.
Hey guys,
I
got a fun fact for you.
Okay.
So if Alabama loses versus Oklahoma on tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
It will be the first time since 1893 that Alabama has lost to the same opponent twice in a season.
Wow,
really?
93.
Something.
That is wild.
130, almost 130 years or something like that.
Well, it's exceedingly rare for you to even play the same opponent twice.
Well, and here's the other thing.
Well, especially now it's much more.
Here's the other thing.
The team now because of the playoff.
Yeah, the team that they played to lose twice in the season was in 1993, the Birmingham Athletic Club.
Oh gosh.
You said 1893, right?
I remember
1893, over 130 years ago.
They play them in national championship, but they play them earlier.
Row Tide.
the rare time where you have
You
an
know,
SEC.
I'm rooting for. I like Oklahoma in this situation.
I do too.
kind of like
Yeah.
that.
Well, I'm
Oklahoma
rooting for
team.
Oklahoma just
I,
'cause
I have my doubts about
chaos.
DeBoer. It's
I-
Alabama's been on and off.
I
this
think
year.
he probably
I
should have
don't know if
kept
I
talking to
trust him.
Michigan because if he loses
Yeah.
this game, they're going to run him out of
They're gonna
Alabama.
yeah, they're gonna lose it against him.
Yeah.
I
He
don't like
loses
that.
4
though.
times in a season.
Yeah, but Alabama fans need to realize that it's not. This isn't the Nick Saban era anymore. This is a whole new era. They got to get used to the
Yeah.
fact that it's gonna
Yeah,
take
they don't
time
like
for them
this
to
era
build-
right
Yeah.
now. They would
well,
like to go back to the
that's
Nick
too
Saban.
bad because they've been used to the Nick Saban era for so long that they don't know what it's like to lose more than
So-
3 games in a
So
season.
let me throw you a hypothetical. Say Alabama loses embarrassingly tomorrow, and they fire DeBoer, and he calls up Michigan. Does Lane Kiffin call up Alabama?
No.
Oh.
Hey, I know I just took this job over here at LSU,
I mean, if only-
but
I mean,
No.
it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
If he's
shock
an
me.
idiot, he would.
we already know he's
Well-
an idiot, Marcus.
I don't think he's that
Yeah.
big of an idiot.
I mean, he's had his
I just had
moments.
to
Have
throw
you
it out
seen the
there.
amount, Marcus? Look at the amount of times that Lane Kiffin has either A, been fired, or B, left the team in the worst possible way.
He's got
I
no
get it,
chill
but
and no self-control.
right.
But anyway, he sees something he wants and he's got to have it.
Yep.
But I digress.
All right, you're up,
he's-
Jay.
Yeah, I guess I'll just part with I mentioned it earlier, but Mendoza's Heisman speech was phenomenal.
That was great.
And on the
Yeah.
flip side, Diego Pavia's
Pavia, man.
reaction was embarrassing. What a joke. Did you see the way he rolled in there looking like a mobster?
Yeah,
And
dude.
he lists himself at 6 foot when he's clearly not more than 5'9". And then he says, F the voters, but family forever, whatever that means.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
was seen in the nightclubs. Was seen in the nightclubs with a sign that said "F
You're so-
Indiana."
Dude, so stupid, man.
a
Really? I
clown.
mean,
Yeah.
really? Seriously, man. Grow
He's
up.
Johnny Manziel, but he's not even going to get the cup of coffee in the NFL because no GM is drafting this man after the
No.
way he acts.
And
Yeah.
I'll say this: he has done a fantastic job at Vanderbilt. I'm not going to deny
Yeah.
that.
He's a
But
punk.
he's And here's the thing: we all thought Bryce Young might be too short for the NFL. We thought he may have a problem in the NFL in terms of his height.
Right.
That hasn't been a factor. But Diego Pavia is shorter than Bryce Young, so I mean, it's almost to the point where he's too short to play in the NFL. And if you're going to play in the
He
NFL,
is.
you might as well be a running back at that height, if anything. It's. Yeah.
I don't think he plays in the NFL. I really don't. But
ah,
Good luck. Then if
now
that's the case-
Mendoza though, Mendoza reminds me of Andrew Luck, man. That
yeah.
super smart
Yes.
dude who's got the big arm. He
IQ,
just sees
really
everything.
good. And he was a good quarterback when he was at Cal too. Before he transferred over to Indiana, I mean, he was a fantastic. He's been
He's
a fantastic
super corny,
quarterback.
but I love it.
Yeah.
I love how corny he is.
well, Andrew
He's
Luck
super
was corny.
inspirational. I know. That's why
Well,
he
that's
reminds me
why.
so much
Yeah, right.
of Andrew
Why
Luck.
we all think of
Yeah.
him
They're
as
just
the
both so
second
corny
coming.
and smart and
I think
goofy.
that's why I think that's why a lot of people think of him as the second coming of
Yeah,
Andrew Luck.
It's
100%.
endearing.
What is that same mentality?
And Andrew Luck was smart enough to go, you know what? I think I'm taking
That's enough is enough. I
I'm gonna
made the
I'm gonna
money I need
preserve
to
this
make.
big brain
I
and
don't
go.
want to risk any
my life.
further long-term health
Now
issues. I'm done.
What is he now? What is Andrew Luck doing he's at Stanford now? What is
He's-
he doing
He's
exactly?
Yeah.
the GM. He's the
Yeah,
GM
more or
over
less
there.
a
Yeah.
GM.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, that's a cool new position that has come
Yes.
out of the
But I think
NIL landscape.
I think the role for general manager is not only to, facilitate and keep an eye on most of the players, but also I think, helping them with the NIL and all that,
Yeah,
doubt.
exactly. You've
Right.
got somebody. Well,
And I
I mean,
think
yeah,
you
it's
couldn't
a
ask for so
cool.
much-
It's like an ideation, and like you're generating ideas and
Well,
kind of
and that's-
guiding.
Yeah.
Got a
And I
guiding
think-
hand, but then you also get to be like that role model who is taking the kids and helping them navigate, finding
I-
an agent,
I think
and
you
getting
couldn't have asked-
drafted or
yeah.
not getting drafted, and now what comes next, and
Yeah,
the business
yeah,
side
yeah.
of all of that.
And I
That's
think
what I
you
meant
couldn't-
when I
think
say
that
it's
you
a
couldn't
really
have
cool
asked-
position that has
Yeah,
been
you couldn't have asked
created.
for a better. You couldn't have asked for a better general manager than
Nope.
Andrew Luck if you're
Right.
Stanford. Like
I mean,
that's
and
a perfect spot for him.
And he's not the only one. I mean, a lot of people are doing that, but I hope we see that become the trend that
Well, what's his name?
you bring back a
Wojnarowski.
successful alum to really kind of guide the kids through. I
Well,
like it
what's his
in
name?
that
What's
regard.
his
If
name
you
left?
bring in a businessman, then I don't like it.
Yeah,
know?
what's
I
his
think it's
name
more
left?
label when you bring in that
ESPN.
successful player, whether it's
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
really does
Yeah.
a good job to
Well,
motivate
it's
the
like,
kids.
here's what you aspire to be.
Right. I mean,
He was you, and you aspire to be what he
yeah,
is.
Well, it's
I mean,
like,
that's
what's
exactly
his
what kids want to see. Is they want to
Yeah.
mentor someone who has gone through the entire process and come
Yeah.
out
What's
of
his
it.
name
Stood in your shoes.
from ESPN? Adrian Wojnarowski
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
ESPN and took
Right,
that
St.
financial
Bonaventure.
advisor kind of job,
Yeah.
general
He's at
manager
St.
kind of job at
Bonaventure.
St. Bonaventure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. But anyway, that was it. I just wanted to throw Pavia under the bus for my parting thought. So good stuff tonight, guys. Lots of news. We got lots going on around the Lowco, and including this weekend. We got basketball galore tomorrow night, including more from the John Drafts Battery Creek Holiday Classic. So we look forward to that. Check that out on Beaufort's Own if you can't get out in the gym. And then this weekend, more tournaments coming at you. Seahawk Holiday Classic firing up on Saturday as well. So lots of basketball coming your way, lots of wrestling this time of year, and we'll keep you posted on anything else going on around the Loco sports scene. We'll see you. What are we doing? We doing tomorrow night?
Let's go. I think we should be good
If
for
we
tomorrow
want.
night. We got some more
All right,
basketball.
tomorrow night. I may be out at the gym by the time you guys go
I'll
live.
be
But
home,
Same.
so I'll lead if I have to.
all right,
if
tomorrow night it
I'll
is.
be
We'll
here.
see you. We'll see you tomorrow
get some
night. So for
updates
Marcus
from
Walsh,
the couple tournaments, and I'll hopefully have the brackets ready for the Holiday Classic. We can go through
there you go.
those. And,
Perfecto.
get
All
something
right.
else.
So Wes will lead the ship tomorrow night, and we'll see you then. For Marcus Walsh, Max Araj, and Wes Kerr, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until tomorrow night, go Loco.